Hello everyone, welcome to Sade's Tarot Tea. So today guys, to top off my Mercury series, I will be talking about the fire Mercuries, last but not least, certainly not least, because y'all don't like to be last, but I made y'all last, sorry. I'm going to be talking about when your Mercury is in fire. So if you have these placements, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, that is where your Mercury is in fire. So before I get started, I will have timestamps below if you guys would like to skip around. But before I get started, the Mercury placement, let me talk about what that's about. So basically, Mercury deals with our communication, how we process our communication, how we hear other people's tones, how we feel other people's tones, even, because again, that's the words, what we need to, or what we like talking about, and how we communicate that to other people, how we take in their communication as well, and just our thought process and how fast we think about things, or even how slow we think about things. So when I think about fire, I think of it's quick, it's fast moving, it's unapologetic, it's itself, it's free, it does whatever the fuck it wants to do. And that's what I feel like these fire placement Mercuries are. If you are a Leo Mercury, we're gonna start off with Leo. Your Mercury being in Leo, you're someone that is very loud, you're very boisterous, you're very unapologetic, you're bigger than life. With your words, this is all with your words, okay? When you say something, you want someone's full attention. You want to know through their words as well as their body language that they're interacting with what you're saying. So you'll look for very like visual signs that people are hearing you out, hearing what you have to say, because that's very important for you. Leo Mercuries are people, I've dealt with these placements too, but this placement as well. Leo Mercuries like to debate their point. They like to get into heated arguments. They like to have very smart, fast, quick moving debates. They like to know that what they're saying is being heard. They like to say what they know. They like to talk about what they know. They like to educate other people and prove people wrong and say like, oh, no, that's not true because of this and that. And, you guys will go up against anyone in a debate or in a conversation if you don't, if you feel like it's passionate enough. Leo Mercuries can dismiss conversations, but that they don't feel are important to them. But a lot of times they are very talkative people, so they just like to engage. So they don't care usually what the conversation entails. They will talk about it, or they'll shift it so that they can make it what they want it to be. Kind of like Mercury and Scorpio, they'll shift it onto them, so that they can show off and say what they know and what they've learned throughout their time being on this earth. They like to have people get to the point about things. They don't like people that beat around the bush. A lot of the fire Mercuries are like this. And Leo is ruled by the sun, so everything revolves around their communication and their time. I feel like Mercury as well, I didn't say this, but it could deal with time as well, and I feel like that is valuable to them as well. Their time, Mercury Leos are very much into their time. They don't like their time wasted in conversation that is not heated enough or exciting enough. If it's a very boring conversation, they will just roll their eyes or let you know very much in an expressive way, because this sign is very naturally expressive. So Leo Mercuries, like I said, they are ones that love to say what they know. They don't care if they don't know much about it, but they like to talk about things. They just like to talk in general. So even if they don't know something, they will act like they do. It's very funny to see that, and I've seen Leo Mercuries do this. They'll be like, well, yeah, I knew that. They don't like to say that they're wrong. They don't like to be told that they're wrong. They do not take well to that. They love very confident speaking people, very intelligent sounding people. um they don't like people that talk very quiet. They're like, what? They're ones that will probably say that, like, to you, like, speak up, I can't hear you. They're just like in your face about it. Like, they don't care at all. Like, They will tell you. Leo Mercury's just, they get away with a lot too, I've noticed. Like Leo Mercury's will say things and people will just excuse it because they're so sure and so confident with what they're saying that people are just like, oh well, that's just blah 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 being themselves, you know, or yeah, they know a lot. Yeah, they know a lot about that because they just sound so sure. They're like, the sky is orange, not blue. You know why it's not blue? Because I da da da, and then they'll go into this like whole explanation as to why the sky is orange and not blue. You know, like they're just good at, you know, persuading the conversation. They are ones I feel like would do very well as lawyers. Like, if you have your Mercury in Leo, y'all should be lawyers because y'all love debating, or just a debater. Like, you guys are good at that. Or like politics. Like, I feel like Leos can just, they be good at politics, you know? Like, they're good at it. If you're not interested in politics, that's okay. I'm just using that as an example. So Leo Mercuries don't like to apologize. Like they don't like to apologize for what they have to say, or what they want to say. They don't care. A lot of times they don't like you to make them feel bad for with what they said. They don't like to walk on eggshells for anyone. They don't walk on eggshells for anyone. And a lot of times their words and their bluntness and within their words can rub people the wrong way. I've definitely been on the receiving end of this. Like, definitely been on the receiving end of a Leo Mercury just not caring. Like, oh my god. You can usually see it in their face too, like when they're about to say something like that, like they're about to say a joke, or they're like that, like is about to be blunt, you know. Or I feel like this too with Mercury and Sagittarius, like you can usually see it on their face, like they're about to say something. But a lot of times you have to be quick because Leo Mercuries are very fast, like they'll just say it. And I feel like a lot of times they have vomit mouth, like they'll be like, oh, like did I just say that? Like, yeah, you did, like that was hurtful, like oops. And if they do apologize, you mean a lot to them because they don't normally take back what they said. They are like, well, that's how I felt in the moment and I was very passionate about it, and you know, you got the receiving end of that. So, you know, it is what it is, kind of thing, you know. So they're very, very, very bad at letting their pride down. When they say something, they usually will stick to it because they don't like to say that they're wrong. They don't like to take back what they said because that's how they felt in the moment. So a lot of times they just won't take it back. So yeah, Leo Mercuries are very good at storytelling too. I feel like they're very expressive. I've been around this again. Like they're very interesting when they say things. Like they're very, like they just grab you in and they'll tell you stories and they'll say it in a very joking and expressive and lighthearted and fun and bigger than life type of way. And the way they use their words, the way they express their words, it's just grander than life. It's like everything is a story to them. Everything is like every moment that they speak is a moment to be a character or to like attract an audience. Like they love the attention. They love knowing what they're saying. Like they love seeing the reaction on people's faces when they are telling a story or when they're telling them something. So if you're like, ooh, you know, like you could just play one of those recorders and they're like, haha, ooh, you know, like they like that. Like they love it to be all about them with that as well. Like they love reactions. And it's just, they're fun to be around when they're talking, when they're in their element, when they're debating, when they're going, when they're doing their thing. They love people to watch them. They love it. But, Mercury and Leos don't take well to silence. They don't like to sit in silence. They can't be around themselves. They can't be alone for too long within their thoughts. Like, oh no, like they have to go tell somebody what they're thinking or what they have to say. Like they have to be around people because they love engaging in conversations. They love that one-on-one connection. So it's like if they can't be around people, if they can't say or act a certain way around people, it just kind of like can make them very depressed. Like they just have to be around people. It's just a must for them because they love to express. That's just what they do. So that was my take on Leo Mercuries. That was my opinion on Leo Mercuries. So next we have my placement, Mercury and Sagittarius. Oh my god. Mercury and Sagittarius. This is a difficult placement a lot of times, I feel like, but not as bad as Mercury and Aries. Like not as bad. But Mercury and Sagittarius people love to crack jokes. Like we love cracking jokes. Like that's just our thing. Like We like to have fun when we talk. We like to speak very fast. We like people to get to the point about things. Like, you'll notice, like, we have a very short attention span. Like, my mom tells me that, she would tell me that, like, all the time when I used to live at my parents' house. But she would tell me that all the time. Like, she's like, I just lose you. And I'm like, because it's not exciting what you're telling me. Like, I'm like bored. Like if someone doesn't hold my attention, which I've noticed, like, other fire Mercuries like always hold my attention. Like, if someone doesn't hold my attention, I just get so bored and I just stop talking. Like, I'm just like, I don't care about this. Mercury and Sagittarius people were so inconsiderate of other people's like words. Like, we want you to listen to us, but we don't want to hear you. Like, we're like, shut up, like, listen to me. Like, we're kind of like Leos in that way. Mercury and Leos, like, we like to, not as bad, I'd say. We don't always need the attention. I feel like I relate a lot to a Leo because I have my sun in the fifth, so I kind of move like a Leo a lot. But we tend to like a lot of the attention on us. We like, a lot of times when we do want it, we want it on us, but not as much as a Mercury and Leo. And like I said, we like stimulating conversation. We like to talk to people that teach us stuff, that know a lot. We really like talking to people that know a lot or seem like they know a lot, because then we feel like we're learning, or we're doing something to expand our knowledge. We're stimulating our mind. I've said this a lot, but Mercury and Sagittarius need mental stimulation. Like, if we don't have that, then it's just like, it's bad. Like, it's bad for us because, we don't like superficial conversation. We really don't. We can do it. We will if we love you, if we care, but it just makes us irritated. I'd also say that we're big talkers. Like, we're big chatterboxes. Like, we like to talk like a lot, and we don't shut up. Like, Mercury and Sag, I don't shut the fuck up. Like, I love to talk. Like, as you can tell, I mean, I'm doing my YouTube channel. Like, obviously, like, I get to talk a lot. So I just love saying what I know. I love talking about what I'm passionate about, you know what I mean? Which is astrology and tarot. And that's what you guys are seeing. Like, that's where my passion is. And we are, like I said, we're ruled by, we like to talk about one, but we're ruled by Jupiter. So, we're all about expansion, growing, religion, luck, just seeking. We're seekers too. Like, we like to, we just love talking. We love talking about deep shit too. We like it. A lot of times, Mercury and Sagittarius, our biggest issue, I'd say, is that we are really, really bad at empathizing with people. Like, if we feel like people are whining or just being annoying or stupid about something I've said, or something someone else is saying, like, we just shut it. Like, we're like, why are you upset about that? Like, that's stupid. Like, okay, I was joking. Like, a lot of times I find myself apologizing for the way I joke with people, or the way I say things towards people, because people will say, oh, like, I get this a lot where people will say to me, like, oh, Shadi, that was rude, like, the way you said that, like, you sounded really irritated. And I was like, what? Like, how? Like, I'm just talking. And they're like, no, you sound like really irritated, like, or you sound like you're pissed. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I don't realize, having my Mercury in Sagittarius, I don't realize how blunt I can sound, or how dry or not empathetic I can sound. I can sound very cold, and I don't mean to. But once I calm down, I'm just like, okay, like, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. We can also pop off with our words a lot. Like, we'll just tell you off. I'm sure you guys have seen that on my lives. Like, I'll pop off on people, and like, we're such reactors. Like, Mercury and Leo as well, but no, actually more so like Mercury and Aries, but Mercury and Leo is a little bit more, like, they hold back a little bit more, not by much. um Mercury and Sag, we, at least when Mercury and Leo say it though, their structure, when I get mad, there's like, I just start popping off and shit don't make sense, and the dots aren't connecting, and I'm just popping off, and people are like, what? like like I get so overwhelmed with my emotions. Like, that I can't express it properly. Like I wish I could like a air Mercury or like a earth Mercury, like take my time to like think about it and then come back and say it. Like I just pop off. Like I can't not, like I have to say it then. Like or else if I don't, I'll never say it, you know? We're really bad at that too. Like we'll let things go and we know what's bothering us and then we'll explode. Like or we'll just not talk to you or we'll ghost you. Like I definitely know where my ghosting comes from now because I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart, so I'll just like ghost and just be like, all right, bye, peace out, bitch. Like I won't I won't talk about stuff if I don't feel like there's a point. Like if I don't feel, sorry, I'm correlating it back to me, guys. Like I just have this placement, so I have to talk about from my experience about what I do, and hope that it relates to you guys. But like I don't like, I'm just so bad. Like if I don't see the point anymore of like talking about something, I'll just like there's no point, and then I'll just like ghost or I won't like talk to you. Like I'll just be like, peace out, motherfucker. Like see, there I go. And with our insults, like they're mean. Like our insults are very mean. Our jokes are very blunt, they're very harsh, and when we say things, we mean for it to be a joke, but people literally like always take our jokes up the ass, like I've noticed. And we'll just say things very mean, like I just did, like up the ass. Like I just it's just how I talk. Like I talk at you, not to you. Like I talk at you, you know, and I don't know how to say what I mean by that. We're not good at communicating. That's what I'll say. Like Mercury and Sagittarius suck at communication. They suck at it. Like I suck at it. And it's something I've learned I have to own and try to get better at. And a lot of times too, I don't know if any of my other Mercury and Sagittarius experience this shit, but I'll say things like I have a diarrhea mouth. That sounds so gross, but it's true. Like I have a mouth. Like I'll just say things that like it'll just slip out. Like I don't know how to say what I mean, but like I'll say something one way, but I meant it another, and like people would be like, again, that was mean or what? You know, like what does that mean? Like what did you mean? Like I noticed like because it's fire, so my brain is like moving 10 times faster than my mouth. So like I'll say I have to really like that's why I pause a lot because I'm trying to like gather my thoughts. So a lot of times I'm trying to I do this all the time. Like I'm trying to say what I'm thinking, but it doesn't come out right. Or it will offend someone. It's just embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And I hate that I'm like that. Like, does someone want my Mercury placement? You can take it. I hate it. No, but seriously, like, it's just the worst. People will never know what I'm talking about, so I'll have to over explain what I mean, which I hate doing that. I hate it because of my Virgo rising. I hate it. So I wonder if you guys have the same issue. Leave it in the comment below. Comment below if you have the same issue, if you're a Mercury and Sag. Do you deal with this too? Like, it sucks. That's what I'll say about my Mercury placement. I pretty much touched on everything, especially my anger. Like, I'll just pop off. Like, I don't care. Like, and if I can't, I'll get mad. Yeah, I'd say another thing too, Mercury and Sagittarius people, we don't like repeating ourselves. I think I said that. And we don't like that. We don't like when we're misunderstood for our communication, but we have to understand that our brain thinks faster than our mouth can speak. So we have to be patient with people that don't know what we're saying. Like, we'll say jokes too that don't make no damn sense, and we're just hoping you get it. We just like to make people laugh, and when they don't laugh, it offends us. So yeah, guys, if you have Mercury and Sagittarius, this is what you're all about. You know my struggle. You know my struggle. You know it. Next up, but not last but not least, Aries. Mercury and Aries people. Mercury and Aries people think very fast, man. Like I thought fast, but Mercury and Aries people are so quick when they communicate. They're so fast with their communication, very fast with their jokes. You have to like keep up with them. Like you have to be on their same level, and if you're not, they don't really slow down to help you understand. At least with my placement, we'll be like, you don't get that? Like, you know, like when you do this and this happens and you know, you get it. Like Mercury and Sag will just be like, will do that, but Mercury and Aries will not explain their joke. They'll just be like, well, you're stupid. Like, you didn't get that. Like unless the Sag is really irritated, then they won't. But Mercury and Aries will just be like, I'm not explaining that. Like, if you don't understand what I meant, they'll just like laugh at you and be like, never mind, you know, and just kind of like go back to doing what they were doing. Or I make you guys sound so mean, but you're not. But like they just don't have the time or patience to slow down, so that because they're always moving, they're always going very fast, like they're just like they just don't slow down when they're communicating. They don't stop to consider other people's feelings all the time. Not everybody does this. Not every Mercury Aries person does this. I've noticed a lot of Mercury and Aries people don't consider other people's emotions or their words, and their jokes are very blunt, and it's like they're very one double-sided like that though, like where they can say something but you can't, you know, like they can joke with you a certain way, but you better not joke with them a certain way like that, or joke back with them like that. Whereas Sagittarius and Leo were like, well, if we can dish it, we can take it type of energy. Aries, no, like it just because they joke with you like that, it does not make it okay for you to joke like that with them, you know. I'd say Mercury and Aries people are really sensitive, like very sensitive to the things that people say to them. They probably, you guys will get mad at me for saying this, but it's true. Like, you know, you guys take to heart everything that people say to you when it's in the Mercury placement. Um, because you guys can be very caring. Um, when you really care about people, you're very protective. So I've noticed like with Mercury and Aries people, when it comes from people they really care about, like they rarely value people's opinions, um, or care about other people's opinions that aren't close to them. I mean, so when people around them say certain things, like it really gets to them because they don't let people in, or they don't try to stop to get to know people very often. They have their small circle of friends that they talk to, and that's it. Like, they rarely like try to let people see who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for Aries Mercury people to let that wall down, to have one people show them what they know, and educate the Aries, because the Aries likes to educate themselves and know everything themselves. They're very much a sign that doesn't like to be dependent on people. So when they find those people that they can lean on, especially emotionally with their words, like they really hold those people true to their hearts. And that's why I feel like they're so sensitive to the words around their loved ones that they care about, because like their opinion means the world to them, you know. Um, but they don't take criticism very well, so you have to watch what you say to them. A lot of times, like, they listen to your tone, like they listen to everything. Even though, like I said, they're a fast moving sign, they still listen to the tone, they still pay attention to the little details, but they're very like they're very good at multitasking like that. They're very good at um centering it back around to what they need to say. I say that they will blow up if they don't feel heard or understood. They will blow up. They'll get frustrated when you're not hearing them out. They like a lot of the attention to be on them. So you have to give them constant attention when you're talking to them. They want your undivided attention. Um, and they love being around people that don't beat around the bush or aren't sensitive little pussies. Like they don't like people that are sensitive, even though they can be sensitive. That takes a lot to get them to that point to be sensitive with you. So even though they are sensitive, it takes them a while to get sensitive towards you, or to see that, for you to see that about them. So you got to make sure that you guys are, you know, set with that, because they, once they do trust you, that wall does come down. It does come down. Like I said, they like very fast, stimulating conversations. They like debates. They like to debate. They like to have heated arguments, heated conversations. They love that. That really makes them happy. Um, Sometimes it can drain them, if it gets pushed too far, but you know, they're like very, very into that. Very heated arguments, very heated conversation, like to debate, love debating. So make sure you are confident too when you talk to them. Make sure you're very confident, you know what you're talking about, and they feel heard. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna hear you out too, and they really care about you. They really, really care about what you have to say. So yeah. So this was my Mercury video for the fire signs that have, for the people that have their um your Mercury in a fire sign. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. What is your placement in? Even if it's not in fire, what is it in? You know, let's talk about this stuff. So I will have the link below if you want to check out where your Mercury placement falls in. Thank you guys so much for all of the love and support, and I feel truly blessed. Thank you. My channel's growing. I'm so blessed. God is good. So I hope you guys have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light, guys.